Hi all, Lexi with Helix Stitchcraft here. I just wanted to pop in and share. On Sunday I finished this. This is my first triangle hooded cowl, made out of the cotton candy Ferris wheel yarn that I traded with Heather the Crochet Witch. Let me show you a bit more. My stitch definition. Woo! I'm quite fond of it. I wore it to the park on Monday. I will say in the future when I make another one, I will be starting off the neckline higher and tighter. But I'm quite pleased and it does its job. So there's that. Some decisions were made. I am struggling too much with the original pattern I chose for my brother's wedding blanket, and I also have decided that I don't like the yarn for the purpose. I want it to be a nicer yarn for his wedding blanket. And that first sunrise blanket pattern, I was following a tutorial, and as I feared, I got to a certain point and I stopped and I didn't pick it up again for a couple of weeks. And when I finally did, I just can't get into the blanket again. And so I've ended that one and started something new. I'm using the Big Twist Menagerie in Gray Fox. So their wedding colors are a blush pink and a sage green. And this Gray Fox yarn comes up very green. Which way does it go? Hold on. Here we go. Don't know how much you're going to be able to see the texture yet, but I love the texture coming up in this. Let's see if I get a little closer. Oh, it's not showing the way I want it to. It's beautiful. This is the Spiral Curl or Curl Granny from the Secret Yarnery. I'm following her tutorial. And I'm thinking it absolutely must have a border, and I love the border that she uses, which is also a tutorial. I will probably be doing the same border in the Gray Fox, and I realized that this Basics Soft Acrylic DK that I got, it's not exactly the same because, you know, it just can't be, but it's close enough in size. Oh, come on. It's close enough in size, and I feel that the color is close enough. This is a little bit of an off-white, but I feel like this works. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not planning on using a lot of the white. If you happen to look at that tutorial, the border that she has on that blanket, she uses, I think, a white and then another color and then something else and then something else. And so I'm going to do every other and whatever's the lesser amount in the white. But I think that's going to work to make that border really pop. And I'm feeling really good about the blanket. It works up very quickly, so I'm pleased about that. It's a one row repeat. So I'm thrilled, and now I'm cruising on that. I also am suddenly cruising on, another Mary Maxim mystery bag piece that I'm using right away. And that's what this was. I got this from the mystery bag. I got these and this from the mystery bag. This is not the white I'm using in this project. I'm using something else I'll explain in a minute. But I'm cruising now on my little buddy Spencer's, what will be his birthday blanket. I'm quite enjoying each of these yarns. Is a little bit different texture, but I'm really enjoying it. It's so squishy. But that's coming up nicely. He's my little desert adventure buddy. Like, he's my friend Amelia's kid. He is turning 6, I think, in April. Um, yeah, he goes on desert adventures for me, or with me. And he's a little Aries, and so I see him as fiery oranges and reds. I like giving him something that's not so fiery and maybe a little calming. I like this orange because it's very kind of dulled. It's very desert. It's terracotta, of course. It's desert. And then, of course, the green because cacti and whatnot. I like it. I like it a lot more than I actually thought I would initially when I saw it in the bag, the Mary Maxim bag. I was like, well, there's Spencer's blanket. And there you have it. That's cruising. What else? I did start making a list. Do you guys want to see this list? I'll just flash it to you real quick, okay? I made a list to start tracking the amount of whips that I have. One column is blankets. The other is just other things. I'm not saying a number, but yeah. I have a lot of whips. And then I have the plans list. So, I have an addiction. It's a problem, but it's probably the healthiest problem I could possibly have at this point in my life. So, I'm going with it. I say all this to note that I have a couple other things I'm working on. I've now reorganized in here. And let's see. Spencer has a big sister with a beautiful name, Miss Zaylee. She is the oldest. She is a lot like I was as the oldest, where she feels too mature for the other kids. And she kind of is, kind of. But she is also totally an 8-year-old. So, but she has that personality. She's very girly. She's very, likes things her way. But she's very, very loving. Yeah, anyway. I came up with a color palette that I feel, as much as I kind of want to make something for myself in this color palette, this is my Zaylee. So she's getting a blanket. I have the plan drawn out. The color in the drawing is the color that is on the outside of that square that is just like this. So there's that. And I have 2 of these squares made up so far. But I love the palette. It's not black. It's a charcoal. I think you can see that better. So that's going. My plan, there's also a 3rd child. And I have the plan made. I know what I'm doing for her blanket. It's just a matter of when I'm starting that one because it's a bit more complicated to start that one. So she's going to get granny skull granny squares, and then ripples, and then a lot of ripples, and then more skull grannies, and then ripples. Maybe 2 or 3 rows of grannies. I'm not sure yet if we're framing it or if we're doing 3. Or maybe just 1 right in the center. I don't know yet. So I haven't started hers. But the other 2 of the 3 children in that family, their blankets are started. The white that I'm using in Spencer's is from these Ogos. So everybody, I'm sure, remembers the Ogos. This is just the basic Red Heart Super Saver. My store at the time, I did not live where I live now. My store never gets any of the fun clearance yarn. No cover story for me. No Red Heart multi-packs. Nope, not me. But check your Walmart, because the big Red Heart multi-packs with the little baby skeins are supposed to be a freaking $1.50 right now. And the cover stories were going for like $10. The giant cakes of the blanket yarn. I'm so jealous. Not that I need any more yarn. I don't need more yarn right now. But anyway, back where we used to live up in the city, up in the valley, I call it. I went in one day and they were on clearance. There was like 20 of a gray, and then there was like 2 or 3 whites and like 5 blacks and 1 mustard and 2 tan, I think. And they were all $1 a piece. So I bought them all. And that was years ago, years and years ago. But how do you not just scoop them all up when it's neutrals and they're $1? Yeah. So that's what I'm using on Spencer's for the white. And of course I have others, but we're not going to get into that right now. I'm going to keep this video a little short and tell y'all just to share with me, what are you working on? I would love to know. Link me in your videos so I can see what you're currently working on. I would appreciate that. Yeah, not a lot going on. Just crocheting and getting through the week. So happy hump day, all. Take care of yourselves. Go live your life because it's all happening. Bye.